Welcome to today's episode. Let's talk about today's guest. We have Nicole from Epiq, SVP and CMO there with them. How you doing today, Nicole?
I'm doing great, Ernesto. Thank you for having me on the program.
Now, it's great to have you on today's show. Really excited. And just the name, right? It's Epiq. So let's talk about it. In your own words, can you tell us a little bit more?
Sure. Epiq is in the B2B space. We are an alternative legal service provider. It means that we work with in-house legal departments and law firms to help them become more efficient through the use of technology, specifically artificial intelligence, but all kinds of technology. We also provide consulting services as well as managed support, meaning that we do a lot of that efficiency building ourselves for our clients. We are truly a global company. We're about 8,000 people, quite strong as far from a revenue and sales perspective. I'm happy to have joined the organization leading our legal solutions marketing team in May of this year.
Definitely awesome. So that way our listeners can then get understanding of your company. You guys do a lot, right? In services, you do commercial, legal operations, corporate and M&A, compliance and cyber. But is there a key problem that you guys like to help out with clients?
Yeah, it's really when legal departments or law firms are working on matters, they're very focused on outcomes. So we are focused as a provider to those legal departments and law firms on those same outcomes. We want to get through the case or get through the intellectual property matter in a way that's most efficient. So really what we're doing is bringing to those lawyers who are providing advice, we're bringing them more efficient processes, ways to go through large volumes of data. If you can think about a lawsuit today or a case today has so much content, right? So blog posts, email chats, Bloomberg chats, all kinds of data. So an organization would come to a company like ours to help them sift through that data, sift through it in a way that is secure, so that we're not, finding data we shouldn't have for that case. But really, if you've got a lot of data and you've got a legal related matter, a company like ours is going to be involved.
Definitely great to hear that. Now, is there you work with, in the industries of automotive, energy, financial services, insurance, law firms, but is there an ideal ICP that you guys like to go for?
Yeah. So, it's really interesting. Again, if we're talking about legal departments, we definitely work with larger organizations. So I do want to put that out there. We're not, the kinds of work that we're doing is with mid to large size organizations. When we're dealing with law firms, similar, we will go a little bit smaller. Law firms are managing a lot of data. So we've defined personas across the board of what we're looking for each of our offerings, and we have multiple offerings. I can tell you the thing that I'm interested in as a marketing leader at this point is attribution models. So that kind of comes to what, your organization is doing, and what, when we talk about websites, is I really want to understand the buying patterns of our clients for each of our offerings. So that's a big part of what I'm looking at. It doesn't really matter to me who it is, as long as I know how they're buying. I want to be able to, touch them and really manage that sale as effectively as I can.
Definitely would agree with you on that part. And attribution is always important, right? Trying to find that buying journey. So that definitely thank you for that. But then how would somebody usually find out then about Epiq? Is there a top client acquisition channel for you guys?
Yeah, so it's very, so we do a number of things. We have obviously an extensive sales force. We are out in the market providing expertise. We're speaking at conferences. I'm a big believer that if we're going to be at a conference, we should be at the podium sharing our expertise. We looked, of course, for media exposure. So, what would be those traditional ways of getting out in the market? I'm a firm believer in doing awareness campaigns and providing thought leadership through marketing communications. So we have, basically create assets, either videos with our clients or videos with our experts or blog posts or articles and white papers, and we push those out on social media. We push those directly to our database. We do buy intent data, so we know who's looking for our particular offerings at any time across all our geographies. So there is a real push to ensure that if someone's having a business problem or trying to make a business improvement in our space, we want them to know that we have a solution, if we do have a solution, of course, for that particular area. So we're all about awareness. We're about communication. We do account-based marketing. So I would say, a relatively targeted approach to making sure that the people that are our buyers and our influencers know who we are and what we can do.
Definitely. All right, awesome. And so that way our listeners who are tuned in can go ahead and visit you guys. You can always check them out at epicglobal.com. What role does a website play for client acquisition? Nicole?
So it is and should continue to be our storefront, right? So I'm a believer that websites today are the way we communicate. If someone asks me, a sales team member or leader asks me for a brochure or something like that, I'm always pushing them to the website, right? And I'm happy to provide them with downloadable assets from the website. The website is really the first place our salespeople should go. Our prospective clients and our current clients should go for more information on our services. I know that in our space, people are doing research before they're contacting us. So the website is really the place where they're going to go. So it is critical. Again, I joined a company. I've been here 11 months or so. So we've been doing some upgrades to our website, to the operating system of the website, connecting it to our Salesforce instance, to rewriting a lot of that content using job speed on messaging and Amazonian writing, just making sure that we are doing a very strong job of communicating how we can support clients through the website. So I don't know if I can tell you how much more critical it is. It is super critical.
Definitely. All right, awesome. So on that regard, is there any tools or tips or methods that you would recommend to our listeners as far as some website lead generation?
Yeah, so one of the things that I have had the experience to do both at my current company and at prior org is to really look at how we were structuring the website to create a customer journey. We have looked at ways of really managing it through, we know what the pain points are of our clients. So can we put those pain points up front? Can we use jobs to be done messaging, meaning putting what the client's looking to achieve as really the ticklers on the website. And then from there, helping them solve their problem through digging in on that one item, learning more about a solution, learning how that solution can help, seeing, having client impact stories, having case studies be very visible. And then, of course, more consolidated content like white papers, et cetera, with data, right? So that our clients can use that information to justify spend or justify a change or make an impact. So I would say the biggest thing for me when it comes to the website is I want it to be structured in a way where there's an easy path for the clients to get to a solution, but they're also learning about our offering along the way. The other thing too, of course, is, marketing technology. And it's really the reason I switched from being an enterprise sales leader to being a marketer. The marketing technology today is amazing, right? So let's use it. Let's use the tools we have, not just the one feature that we absolutely needed, but all the features and the tools. And I think what I want to see every time that I'm leading an initiative that includes our website is that I can see who's on our website. I can track where they're going. I can see where they're spending time, back to attribution models. And then I can basically give them more insight if I'm losing them at a certain place. So I hope that answers the question. But for me, and obviously SEO is so important because we want to capture as much attention as we can.
Definitely, and that's some great tips there for our listeners. So thanks so much for sharing that with us, Nicole. And let's switch gears a little bit, Nicole, and let's talk about you as a leader. You being the Senior Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer there. What are some key tasks you like to focus on your day-to-day work?
So I have to say, for me, I have the pleasure of leading a very strong team. And my team is divided into three categories. The team that works on identity marketing, so visual and verbal brand, our team that works on marketing for sales, so generating leads, and then our product marketing team. A big part of what I'm doing is really working with the team, reviewing materials, providing approvals on things. So a big thing that I do every day is organize my schedule around who is waiting on me for something so that I can make sure that the team is being as productive as possible. So that's the first thing. I'm a huge believer in cross-training. I have a number of team members who are what in India they call freshers, but people that are 3 to 5 years out of school. And we are working all the time to make sure that those team members are being able to experience every aspect of marketing so that they can basically pick a specialty per se and focus in on that specialty. So as a leader, I really believe in hiring specialty talent, but also making sure that those people that are starting their career get to experience multiple things. So I would say besides making sure that the team is productive and I'm not holding them up. A big part of it is making sure that they are able to, be successful and do what they need to do on a daily basis. I will just add one more comment to that. I am not a marketer. I definitely studied marketing in school. I studied statistics in marketing, so I'm very data driven. I've been in sales the majority of my career, in sales leadership. So marketing, when I think of it, I always look at the data, and I'm always looking at kind of, are we getting results, and can we get a different result if we make a change? So the only other thing I would say as a leader, I encourage our team to be creative. Try new things. If something's working, keep doing it. And then, if it's not working, try something new. And of course, we have to change it up. So, definitely bring some creativity to whatever role that you're in.
Definitely would agree with you. I mean, and you mentioned, right? I mean, yeah, you've been in sales, but as far as marketing in today's world, I think a lot of pressure does go on marketing if they don't get the leads, if they don't get everything. It's kind of like, hey, what's going on? So they do a little bit of sales now. So I think it's shifting. So thank you so much for sharing that with us today, Nicole. And let's jump into our next section here, which is our rapid fire question rounds. Are you ready for them?
I am.
All right. First off, Nicole, what is the last book that you read?
Yeah, so I am not a huge book reader. I will just acknowledge that. But I did read Talk Like TED, because I feel that it's so important to make sure that anytime we're doing a presentation, it is read on.
Couldn't agree more. I think that's the most important thing. So great read there for everybody. Next is, what is one single thing that Epiq is focused on at the moment the most?
It's really how we can embrace and execute with generative AI in our business. It is a critical component of the future of what's happening in legal. And we are laser focused on making sure we're partnering with the right partners. Amazon or AWS and Microsoft are the two main partners we're working with, but also getting solutions to our clients related to Gen AI.
Definitely. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Great. Next is, if there would be no boundaries in technology, what would be that one thing that you want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
Yeah, so there is, I think that connection between websites and databases and communication databases. I mean, there are some tools for organizations that are not as large, and I've actually never, because I've worked mostly in enterprise companies, but HubSpot is one of those tools we talk about a lot because it's a connection between things. So for us, we work at enterprise systems, and the connections between our different tools are not as strong as I would hope. So that would be the thing I would hope for, is that one website, marketing communications, and CRM that is integrated, that we could use in an effective manner, and is relatively easy to use and not so complex that very few of our people could actually be users.
Definitely, I think great for everybody. So awesome to hear that. Next, Nicole, if there was one repetitive task that you could automate, what would that be?
I would, and I know there's ways to do this, and I haven't quite accomplished this yet, but it would be project management, like making it, that anything related to lining up approvals, just get it cleaner, right? And I've tried Monday, and I've tried a bunch of other things, but anything, that one task of, having things come through review and having a smoother way to manage it would be helpful to me.
Right. Awesome. Great to hear that. And well, lastly, Nicole, I mean, like you mentioned, you have a lot of experience in sales and marketing now, but what is one piece of advice that you would give yourself then if you would restart your journey, either as a marketer or as a salesperson?
Yeah, it's I thought about this one more than the others because this is the one that I enjoy most. But I will tell you, it's, as I look back at my career, I was in my early career, I worked a lot of hours and did a lot of things, and I learned a lot. I always tell people to, really lean in, learn about your craft, because it will pay off in the end. So lean in, understand, whether it's marketing or sales or marketing communications or marketing tech or marketing operations or whatever area you then specialize in, learn about the business. You become so much more of an asset to the rest of the business by understanding. So, and all it takes is leaning in. There's so much out there that you can read. So whether it's, through LinkedIn or on websites, but lean in. That's my advice.
Some great advice there. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Nicole. And well, Nicole, we're coming to the end of the show today, but I do want to give you the last word. If someone forgets everything about the interview today, what is that one thing they should remember about Epiq?
Yes, I mean, Epiq is really a solution to legal departments and law firms. If you're in that space, we'd love to talk to you.
There, you guys heard it. You could always visit them at epicglobal.com. The Epiq difference, they're there for you. Nicole, thank you so much for being on with us today. To our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm looking forward to our next episode at Pathmonk Presents. Thanks a lot, Nicole.
Thank you.